Thank you, Stan. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 81st annual meeting. I can't believe it's 81 years, but that's an incredible accomplishment. When Stan Barnes says, "I believe," is it believable or what? What a tremendous, passionate leader that Stan is. And just getting started as the league chair, as you learned, Barry Shaner finished up with an exceptional 2 years in guiding us forward, and Stan has taken over. And as you can see, our succession planning process works beautifully at the highest level of leadership, and we go from strength to strength, from Barry to Stan, and as you can see, Stan can barely contain his passion and love for credit unions, and that flows for the league, and we on the staff appreciate that tremendously. I've got some brief remarks, and then I'd like you to stay right where you're at, because after we're done here with the league in a few minutes, the strongest corporate in the country, Corporate One Federal Credit Union, will be up here. Lee Butke and Jerry Guy and their leadership team will treat you to a very impressive annual meeting in its own right for the corporate. So I think that's very important, and I'll be here with you watching and learning of their great success. I thought I'd comment on just a few things if you were talking about what kind of ingredients you would put together in a recipe to make a modern league for the future. What ingredients would you work up? Would you find them? How would you rub them together? How would you mix them up? And how would you keep a league going after 81 successful years? How would you push that forward into the future? So I'm going to comment on a few of those things, and then we'll wrap this up. The first one is just healthy financials. Stan mentioned this. I want to thank Christine Blake, who was the treasurer of the league in 2014, and Sean Kessinger on staff, who's the Director of Accounting and HR. The two ladies together as a team were unbeatable. We have, yet again, a clean audit from McGladrey. We're very appreciative of that. You can find our annual report and our audited financials at theoculreport.com, or it's available via the app, and it will all be posted on our website as well if you're interested in the details. But we had a good year in 2014, and the league is solid financially. Assets total about $6 million. Net assets, which is comparable to your net worth, is about $4 million of that, and operating revenue last year was about $5 million. The change in net assets, which is our trade association accounting lingo for net income, was $100,000, so I guess that means that we put $4.9 million to work to create benefits and value for our members, and that's what happened. That change in net assets actually is after we donated over $300,000 to strengthen the Defense Coalition, which now has over $1 million on reserve under control of the League Board of Directors to protect you from systemic emergencies and threats here in Ohio. And we were also able to donate money to strengthen the grant-making opportunities in the Ohio Credit Union Foundation. So that's what I call a good year for the Ohio Credit Union League. Very proud of it. Like most credit unions, like most of you, we are small and strong at the Ohio Credit Union League, just like our credit unions. We have passionate leaders. You saw the tape earlier. I have to admit, I had not seen that before, and when I saw the first picture come up, and a beautiful picture of one of our board members and the name all scrambled to bits, my first thought was, damn it, Josh, what's going on there? That would be Josh Reams. You saw Karen Reams, his mother. He's a credit union brat, and I'll bet Karen, maybe years ago, said, damn it, Josh, more than a few times too, but turns out, once again, Josh was right and I was wrong. That happens a lot at the league with our staff. But anyways, that was fantastic. As you can see, we've got an exceptional leadership team at our board of directors spread across the league and its related organizations. In particular, I want to draw attention to the chairs that do all the heavy lifting. That's Stan Barnes, chairing the league and the Defense Coalition. Tam Straight-Shervish, chairing OCUL Services Corporation. Gary Sukanik, chairing OCUL-LAC and OCUL-PAC, our political action committees, and Karen Reams, chairing the foundation as we go forward into the future under this modernized structure that Barry Shaner led us to last year. So we've got exceptional leadership to go with those strong financials. Another ingredient, of course, would be your dedicated professionals, and we are just like your credit unions, or at least most of you. We are small, but mighty. The league staff, as we sit here today, is 21 souls. They are awesome. There are one or two open spots, depending on how you count them, but that gives you a sense of the size of the organization. So I love the passion that you have in credit unions. Small size is never an excuse, certainly isn't a disability. With extraordinary people, small organizations can accomplish extraordinary things. That's true for your credit unions. It's also true for your Ohio Credit Union League. I wasn't going to single anybody out, but I have to because I've spent much of the day watching your league staff do an excellent job. So I'd like to pick on Juliana Menino. She's hopefully out here in the audience somewhere, but I snuck into the back of her BSA training session. She had she had 35 or 40 feisty volunteers in there, wondering why we have to do all this crazy stuff for FinCEN and Bank Secrecy Act and all that kind of thing. And I just marveled in the back at something I could never do. Juliana did a wonderful job with that session, and she had a great rapport going on with the volunteers, and I just sat there and watched and said, that's what a great job by an awesome league staffer looks like. Earlier in the day, I had noticed this when Carol McAllister did the heavy lifting on a very complicated topic called Risk-Based Capital 2. And Carol is the prime author of our comment letter, and she worked very hard on that. She and I teamed up on that together. She led the process. She laid her work, in front of 12 or 15 of some of the sharpest credit union executives on our Government Affairs Committee and said, what do you think? How would you refine this? And the Government Affairs Committee said, Carol, outstanding job. Go ahead and file this comment because it beautifully represents the strength and the power of credit unions in Ohio. So Carol blew me away today. And I'll mention one more, and that's Becky Hart. Let's see. So there is a piece of class action litigation called the Home Depot class action litigation involving credit unions, and just recently some of their membership organizations, including the Georgia Credit Union League, California Credit Union League, the Credit Union National Association just this past week, and as of this morning, largely because of the excellent leadership of Becky Hart, the Ohio Credit Union League will be joining in this class action suit to fight with every ounce of energy we've got for the best interests of credit unions, in this case, of course, because of the painful topic of data breaches. And ladies and gentlemen, Becky Hart is not an attorney, but she has stayed at a Holiday Inn. So anyways, 3 examples, and I could go on forever, or I could go on at least 21 times because you have such an awesome staff at the Ohio Credit Union League. Obviously an important ingredient. We have tough challenges like the consolidation and concentration trends. The headwinds that you face become the headwinds that we face. Of course, the opposing forces that would stand in the way of credit union progress in this state across this country are stronger than ever. They include our cousins in the bank system. They include uninformed consumers who we have yet to find or who have yet to find us. They include misguided public officials. And as you will all agree, they include the heavy disruptive role that government has come to play in far too many ways over the last decade or so. There are exciting opportunities for us and for you. Certainly, advocacy is an important part of our business. Legislative, regulatory, and public advocacy will continue to be a top priority, and I think there are amazing opportunities because you and us together as your advocacy organization are growing stronger every day, and I think we're going to continue to represent credit unions well. We're going to defend and protect you, and we're going to advance your opportunities at every turn in that important part of our business. I think differentiation is an exciting opportunity for you and for us both. Credit unions are not like banks. Credit unions are not bank-light. Credit unions are not anything like banks. If those of you that are familiar with the COLA wars and the un-COLA, 7-Up, that's what we are. We are the unbank. And so I think we all have an extraordinary obligation, and the opportunity for doing it well is huge in the differentiation arena. Modern cooperation and collaboration, we're changing a lot, you're changing a lot, and yet it's never been more important then for credit unions to practice one of the 7 cooperative principles, cooperation among cooperatives, credit unions having each other's backs, all of us together, our organizations and our individuals binding together in mutual support to lift the whole movement up and push it forward into the future. And I think in new, different ways, we're learning to do that even more than we have in the past, and I think that's very important for the future. We have an important mission at the League. Americans choose credit unions as their best financial partner. That's our vision statement. The League is a catalyst for credit union success. That's our simple, strong, focused mission statement. And we have a business focus, and that business focus is to remove barriers to your success and growth, to increase consumer awareness for your success and growth, and to foster service excellence to foster your growth and success. The strong value proposition, of course, would be an important ingredient in our recipe, and I think Stan Barnes just spoke beautifully to that. We help you grow with an empowering credit union environment, with strong credit union collaboration and cooperation, with vibrant and vital credit union philosophy, and with solutions and tools that drive credit union growth and success. That's what we do. That's where we create value for your credit unions, and I've never been more proud of the value created by the Ohio Credit Union League for you. The last ingredient, just like you, are awesome members. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from a credit union leader, an executive or a volunteer, say to me, one of our great advantages at our credit union is we have an awesome membership. Well, that's true of the Ohio Credit Union League. We have an awesome membership. It's you, and we treasure the support and participation that we get from you. So, that's what I wanted to share here tonight, that if we were making up a recipe for league success, looking forward into the future for the next decade after we're going to get to 91, I guess, in 10 more years, what would you do? What ingredients would you include? Those are some of the things that I thought I would share. So with that, I just want to thank you very much, our leadership, our members, and our staff. We're in great shape at the Ohio Credit Union League, ready to charge forward, and just like Stan Barnes said, I believe, and we believe, and your league believes, and that's the kind of passion we're going to use for the future. Thank you very much.